Straight Riffin is filmed in front of a live internet audience.
I am riffing. Mitch is riffing. What more can I say? Straight riffing.
Do you know how fucking desperate I am for some comfort in my life? I need that pillow.
This show is intended for mature audiences only.
I've seen a lot of dicks.
I don't know how much more disgusting this experience could get.
Are you really not having a good time?
I'm having a fantastic time. I just can't believe how disgusting you are.
I kept yelling, I'm not gonna whip my dick out. We talked about that. I'm not gonna do that.
Featuring your host, Mitch Marzoni.
I don't walk around going like, hey, I'm really weird. Look at me, I'm weird. As far as I'm concerned, I'm perfectly normal. It's a litmus test for freakiness.
And Teddy Tutson.
I'm a hate mercenary. Yeah.
All right. Hate mercenary.
Hater for hire. Hater for hire. I should put on a disguise.
There are two victimless crimes, all right? One, jerking off when your window's open. Two, necrophilia.
I'm confessing to a large-scale crime.
Okay, all right.
now.
Legs akimbo, engaged in sexual discourse.
Come on, man. What kind of guest are you?
It's archived for posterity.
Great internet.
So it'll come back to haunt you every day.
It's time to riff.
Oh, that is right, bitches and motherfuckers. It is March 5th, 2012, here in sunny Hollywood, California, 7 p.m. Pacific time. It is time to riff the fuck on. I am your host, Reverend Mitch. Here on episode 52, it has been almost to the day exactly 1 year since we started this mad, crazy experiment.
Yeah.
With me, as always, ever since the very first episode where he was just a guest,
Yeah, baby.
the difficult Brown, Mr. Teddy, TMI, Tutson. How the fuck are you, sir?
I'm good. I almost put a full calendar lamp on that ass. Straight riffing, 365 all day, every day. Streets running them. Let's
There's
go.
no way a year ago, when you sat on that side of the couch, you thought, in 1 year, I'm going to be on the other side,
1 year
co-hosting
ago,
this bitch.
I was saying things like, do you know how desperate I am for some comfort in my life? And now
Yeah.
I'm hosting. I'm co-hosting, baby. I did it. I did it. We did it, Rivopolis. We did it. Yeah.
Yeah. And we got to do a little overtime Black You Wear Black Ribbon.
Here we go, baby.
Our guest this evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Jeremy Scippio.
Thank you. Yes.
This is we, as Mitch mentioned, we and Jeremy can this you put it out there, right? I think.
I was
Oh,
talking
the
about how
bonus, the extra week, the extra
yeah,
year.
man. I'm upset that I missed Blackuary, but since I figured they went ahead and gave us an extra day of Black History, I said, why don't they just give us a whole extra week
Yeah,
of
fuck
Black
it.
History?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I hate how people get upset. They like, oh man, that's not fair. Y'all get a whole month. I mean, I thought it was even more ridiculous when black people get mad about that. They're like, oh man, we only get a month. It should be Black History every day. I'm like, if they gave us 1 day, you'd be upset. It was like, if they gave us a week, you'd still be upset. And if they gave us a year, they would never give us another one. It was like, you remember back in 1987, we had Black History Year? Like, it'd be
There was, what was it, 98, I think, was the year of the woman, if anybody remembers that, no?
Exactly.
Well, like a full
Does
exactly.
anybody remember that?
I don't remember that.
It was a big...
You can't go for years, baby. You got to break it down in month chunks. You know what I
What's
mean?
fucked up about when you have a year of the blankety blank? Nobody announces it till about 8 months in.
Well, the Chinese,
Like,
the
P.S.
Chinese are
We've
very
been in the
good
middle
about
of
announcing
the
their year.
yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Year of the horse, year of the snake,
Dragon.
year of the
You're right.
dragon.
A lot
Yeah.
of
I'm a.
dragon babies popping out over there.
I think I'm a horse.
Are you a dragon baby?
Dragon. Yeah.
You
It's the only way. Roar. Well, dragons don't roar.
I don't believe that.
They don't roar. They don't roar. It just felt right, though. It felt right.
Fine.
Dragons don't roar. Let's go to the board.
Let's see. Chinese astrology. I remember when I was younger, I was really upset that I didn't have dragon or snake, or even monkey.
I think I was a
And
rat or an ox.
I think mine was the horse, which in later life now I'm happy with that. I'm like, yeah, that's my horse.
Does
Horse
that-
of the year. What's going on? You know?
Does that work like rock, paper, scissors? Like a pig could beat a horse? Or
I thought
Ooh, I don't know. I never.
There,
really thought of that.
I do recall like the pairings though. It does work like that. Like
I know
if
in
you-
standard
if you were a
astrology,
rat
there's a lot of
with
that.
like a dragon, and like terrible things would happen for everybody. You know, you gotta like.
rat with a dragon?
What
Yeah,
year are
the
you?
rat.
What year are
I
you,
think
Teddy?
I can't protect my life, Mitch. I can't. 85, baby. 85.
85.
85?
85. You are an ox.
I told y'all, motherfuckers. What is that?
You are
88.
88. 88. Let's see.
Roar, roar, like a dungeon dragon. Right?
You are dragon.
Like a dungeon dragon. The dragons
Wait,
run.
wait, no,
Do they run?
which version of that are you doing?
Which
Right
one-
now?
which
Are you
one?
doing the Busta Rhymes version, or is that like an updated
Both.
version?
Both. Oh,
Who's
you
that
didn't know
one?
that? Oh,
Who?
Nicki Minaj came out with one, but
Oh,
I'd rather
that's
do the
gross.
Busta Rhymes version just because it makes
You
me
went-
sound more
You went
masculine.
like a more like a dragon that like knew it could like fly out of the cave and just burn everybody, but just decided to like just do it like a half turn midway you find out like yo motherfuckers, no, I'm not sleeping. Yeah, you're like rah. You didn't really let loose. I didn't believe you.
Astrology dragon ain't nothing to fuck with.
Yo.
Yeah, this is real blacky wear black ribbon, motherfuckers. This is how we do it when it's not in February. We take your fucking astronomical calendars and we black it up.
What if
We're gonna fucking. I'm a
Okay,
fucking.
sorry.
No.
go-
Just, I was doing a little more Wu-Tang for you. That's
I was gonna say, like, what if dragon was like the new derogatory term for like black people or something?
You're like,
wouldn't that kind of be the best derogatory term
It would be-
ever?
well, actually, wait. No, that's Asian people.
Can
They
they-
call Asian people.
do you think that they have hatched a plan somewhere like deep in the heart of racism, like as
The
a
new
fallback?
derogatory term
Yeah, I
for you
mean-
is awesome.
You know,
I'm gonna. You look here, awesome. Awesome.
y'all motherfucking awesomes need to get out.
Everywhere I go, motherfucking awesome people everywhere. Try to go to the grocery store. Awesomes all standing around, bringing down the property value.
It's
Motherfuckers.
awesomes, and then there's dragons.
Dragons have got to go.
Yeah, dragons have got to go.
Motherfucking awesome dragons.
I'm just trying to think, like strategically though, as a racist, right? Like, let's say I was a
Let's just say.
Ask the
Sit me down.
okay, as like if I was a firmly entrenched bigot, all right,
All right.
and I was at headquarters, like you know how the Pentagon has fucking plans for everything. They like the Pentagon knows like they got all kind of maps
What
and
are they
in-game
saying about
strategies.
December 21st, motherfucker?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I
could have real close to the
cannot.
vest.
I cannot skip over the fact you said the Pentagon as if it was like a transformer.
No, did I
character or
did I hit?
It did kind of. It did. I kind
Did
of
it
thought
have
you were gonna say.
Pentagon?
I thought you were gonna say something about the Pentecostal church or something or other.
Really?
Like
Damn, son.
Pentagon,
But I do
and
like
then
the idea.
Megatron came in. And
Okay, no,
I do like the idea. I like the Pentagon being a transformer.
Pentagon-
That would be
like
a
that.
dope. It would be way better than the last Transformer movie. actually.
Pentagon is behind the Pentagon. You understand? That's where the military.
Oh no, Rush
industrial
Limbaugh,
complex-
run!
But I'm just saying, like you know how the Pentagon has plans for global warming and
Yeah.
like if
You know how
water
the
levels go down.
Pentecostal church.
Exactly, bro. But like if you're a racist, right, and you like just said like you can't fall back on nigga, or you gotta lose all your words, right? You start to lose all your words. You gotta go back into that old racism playbook. Like,
Man.
all right, what's our fallback, son? What's our fallback? I feel like wouldn't you do that as a racist?
Wait. I'm sorry. Restate that.
So like you're losing all your racism words, right? You can't go around just calling people niggas anymore, right? So like you were like in racism headquarters, you would huddle up, you'd be like, okay,
Like wait, like
we've
it's lost
it.
its power, or
No,
like
you can't you can't just openly use it. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So
But that's- I
now
think-
to convey the same for you, like we're not gonna give it up. We're not gonna give up the thing behind
Right,
why we
right,
call
okay.
you a nigga. We're just gonna come up with something that's not as gross and obvious.
I'm
as
putting it
that.
out there for the white folks. Start using the word awesome instead for everybody you don't like. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
I think the idea about being a racist.
All these awesomes trying to marry.
I think the idea about being a racist is actually being like you have to be extremist. You can't just be halfway racist.
Yeah, I
you
do
wanna
think
be
that, like,
publicly- I
if
feel
somebody's
like
like,
there's a
"Hey, you
degree of
can't use that
racism.
word anymore," they'd be like, "Awesome."
oh,
Yeah.
like,
How
what-
perfect?
see,
How
it's still-
perfect is
What
it?
if they can't?
How
No,
great
bro.
is it that like now, like I can't, like
No.
I'm edgy. or
What if you
whatever,
could
I
just
don't know.
go into any group and just tell them what they can't do and they listen? like you can't protest gays. Like we can't.
Oh damn,
He's right. He's right. Damn, what are we gonna do now?
You know what? That memo last week was wrong.
We-
What's the
West?
Westboro gonna do
gotta
now?
stop.
They're like, oh, I
I
guess.
guess, but see, like the thing about racism though, like it's
Going
not
back
that.
to
It's,
sticking bottles up our asses, I guess. What else are we gonna?
I feel like it's that old idea of like the no true Scotsman fallacy, you know, where
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like what is like the racist who's like burning the cross and
Oh yeah,
lynching
yeah.
people
We
sitting-
talked about this before.
right, but so you know what I
I'm
mean,
not.
like
You're on this
it's-
trip because you listened to my father espouse like
No.
40 minutes of
no,
just like
no.
a hateful racist
No.
tirade
No.
in the guise of I'm just
No.
trying to help people.
I actually had not thought
Okay,
about that at
all
all.
right, all right.
But maybe my subconscious works in ways that I
think-
don't understand.
pretty sure
and
that's
fuck
it.
all y'all motherfuckers. Go ahead.
Wait, why do people act like being a racist is such a bad thing? Like racism has brought a lot of money to comedians.
That's not racism, though. You know what I mean? It's
I
not
mean, the idea of racism comes from what is a racist but a racial expert? See, a thinker.
Well,
okay. I mean, I just
Actually,
don't-
no.
Sit on it. Sit on it.
Wouldn't it kind of be the opposite? Wouldn't
No,
they be
I mean-
like a racial amateur?
Yeah.
Average? No.
Because like I feel like the more like I don't feel like you could do if you were a racial expert, right? If you like sat down and you're like, ooh, I hate those blacks. I'm gonna study the shit out of them.
Exactly.
Right, but here's the problem.
That doesn't happen.
No.
No
here's
racist
the problem
have
with
done
that.
that. No racist. Have you seen those fucking like the History Channel documentaries when they just show just entire
No,
white
no.
supremacists?
I'm talking
None of those people
similar
are like,
thing.
I'm gonna study the fuck out of some black people.
That'd be
right
dumb.
out of there, I'm
No.
done on Stormfront.
No, because you think about like watch those like science, like any one of those science shows and stuff like that, where it's like they talk to an expert on like the creepiest, crawliest spiders in the world, and they always start out with like, actually, when I was a kid, I was afraid of Daddy Longlegs, and I didn't think I'd get into this, but then I started studying them, and you know what? Spiders are fascinating.
What if he's like, I started studying and they creep
So
me out
wouldn't-
even more?
I don't think anybody's ever done
When
that.
has anyone
No.
ever said that? Man,
No,
what kind of-
so that's what I'm saying. If you were a racial expert, I think
crazy.
if you were like hunkering down, you're like, I'm gonna know some blacks. Like I feel like you'd come out of it going, you know what, they got a good thing going with
But
that.
not always. You learn how to hate more. Like, it's like I didn't know. At first, I couldn't put my finger on it, but then I studied more about
You
it.
know, that just
And now
well,
I
if
know-
you're starting from false information, yeah, you can build up a mountain of false information to just hammer home a fucking ignorant, stupid point. Which is that's the entirety of racism. Like racism is somebody going, I have this one small. I have to use the word niggling. I have this niggling complaint about a group of people.
Hey, no. I just felt like somebody had to say, hey, go ahead.
Damn it, bitch.
It's a great word. I just I
5 days into March.
I've gotten so many weird looks whenever I have to use the phrase niggling, but it's a good word.
As well you should. Everyone's vigilant, bro.
You want
Streets is
Feel
watching.
free to give me a thesaurus of synonyms
Streets
to
is
use in
watching,
lieu of niggling. But in this situation, when I'm talking about a racist,
You ain't got to
who
put that
has a
much
com-
emphasis on it, Mitch.
Yeah, nice. He worked around a way to say it like 3 or 4 times.
You keep you damn, son.
Oh, I
So
feel
anyway,
I feel a niggling in my elbow right now.
this is terribly.
What is it anyway? Is that
There's a
adjective, adverb?
niggling
Is that-
cold in the room. It's-
No,
gosh darn it. No, what I'm saying is, okay, so if
sounds
somebody
like
who has
black
a
waiter showed up and you were like, "Oh, what are you doing here?"
has a minor complaint about a group of people, and then they start to see sort of a pattern or convince themselves that a pattern exists, the Texas sharpshooter fallacy, as they call it.
Damn,
then
we are
they
killing
will,
it with the fallacy game tonight.
they were then they'll go, okay, I just don't like those people. And then if they find other people, let's say that wear hoods and dress in sheets and just look like jackasses wandering around looking like idiots, and those people are like, oh man, you know that one thing you don't like about them? We got a whole list of other things we don't like about them.
Okay.
I'm like,
And then, then that person would be like, "Oh wow, there's a whole bunch of other things I didn't even think to hate them for. Let's crack open Pandora's racist little box."
Okay, I got a question.
Yeah.
I just want to ask it like this. Is a niggling a young black child? Is that what it is? I'm sorry.
Can you
No, no.
use it in a sentence, please? Can I have the nature of origin?
Niggling is like it's supposed to be.
You know how nigglings be showing up and not paying for shit.
You know when you go to a pond and you see one niggling following a school of nigglings? Is that
A niggling is
You know
supposed
what?
to be a
Can we-
small like a annoying thing. Like it's a
Okay,
small.
Mitch, this is the
This
same
turns
thing.
out like the
Mitch,
South Park
Mitch,
episode.
Mitch, no. Oh, Jerry, we had this discussion before. Have you ever heard of the word niggardly?
Yeah,
Niggling?
like
Yeah, yeah.
niggardly.
Okay,
yes.
it's the same
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and it's the same fucking origin, bro. And you know what? Can we just get rid of the nig prefix?
That
Can
is
we just get rid of
hilarious.
it? Because it's always like, no, why you feel weird? Why you feel
And look,
weird?
he
I'm
said-
just saying
What if
niggardly.
he said it's this small, dark, annoying, and it never pays its bills on time? Oh god. You know what's
A niggling is a loud neighbor that eats like at all hours of the night and has barbecues. That's a no. Here we go. Like there, yeah. I even looked it up. I was right. A slight but persistent annoyance, discomfort, or anxiety.
He
Yeah.
loved to niggle and criticize people. That's your sample sentence. Well,
God, I'm gonna get in trouble.
listen, it's these nig prefixes, bro. That's right, right? It's prefix. Am we talking about prefix? The nig? They like
A nigga.
Oh, sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I don't
nigga,
know if
right?
that. I guess.
I guess
yeah.
that's what it is, right?
That, I guess as a prefix, it
Niggly
means
and
something
nig-
bad's
and
gonna
niggle.
happen right after the rest
It's
of this
something-
word.
It's something.
Yeah.
Its connotation is
Yeah.
bad. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a persistent annoyance.
Uh-huh.
It's nothing good. Nig has never been associated with good. Show me an English word with nig and it's good things where someone was like,
That's right.
A random thing happened and everyone was happy and just 2 thumbs up, America.
The Nig Futin.
Nick,
It's the knockoff brand of Fig Newtons, right?
Every
Yeah.
word.
Pretty
every-
good. Pretty good.
what was I say?
Don't
Okay.
pretend.
That's good. That's good.
All right, well, have you played
tip my
spades?
cap to
Have you
you,
played
sir.
spades?
Nincompoop? No, that doesn't.
I
quite
don't
work.
know if it's.
Spades as a
Play
kid, I used to.
spades?
Yeah, spades. You never play spades?
Yeah.
That's real.
It's a black recreation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with cards.
No.
There's an
What you know about Black Riffin, Mitch?
Clearly,
There's
I don't
a-
know anything
this
about
is
the
black-
spades.
This is leftover blackerwary, just like you have leftover turkey for Thanksgiving.
You know the rule. You know the rule, Mitch.
Anyway,
Word.
there's a term in the game where if you lie about the cards you have, and somebody finds out you were lying, they call that reneging.
Not
Oh,
negging.
yeah. I've heard of that. Yeah.
Not negging.
When you renege on a deal.
Not
Or
renege.
renege.
But not
It
renege.
probably is
Not
renege,
neg.
but they're just pronouncing it weird.
And it's easy
Look
for
it
them
up.
to do that, son.
Yeah.
I want to see if renege.
And
look up
renege is just a,
renege.
renege
No.
is a shortened version of renegotiate.
That's
Like, hey, he reneged on the offer. He reneged on the deal.
Reneged, not reneged.
I'm saying I think people
You're
say
learning.
reneged just
I think people
You know what's
say
funny?
Like an
niggly.
accident.
You know what's funny? He's making this up, but he could be totally right. He's just making this up.
I don't think
He just
renege is a word.
Look, Mitch, take to the Google.
Renege
Take
is.
to the Googles, Mitch.
The Google is going to
it's
tell
a-
me.
look,
I
it's
want
a small-
renege
look,
spades.
it's a-
RENIG.
It's a small annoyance that happens over small black annoyance that happens over and over
Yeah,
again. To read.
I'm just saying, bro.
Oh, actually, okay, hold on. The Merriam-Webster dictionary
Oh, they didn't put it in the
does
damn
have a
Merriam-Webster.
renege.
renege.
There's a
renege.
reneged, reneging, and reneges.
What?
It
don't like
says,
it.
Put it on screen.
It says
Take
it's
to the
alter
screen.
of renege. It's an alter. So it's
Yeah, because
somebody.
someone was like,
I
you know what
right.
that sounds like? Hey, you know what? You're both right because
I
someone
was
else
right.
was like, they probably had renege first, and then some dumbass fucking racist was like, hey, you know what that also sounds like? Nig, renege. You reneging on everything. Nig.
Look,
You know
I
what?
think
I
it's
have
just
so
people
many-
mispronouncing the same way that like.
And then they put it in the damn dictionary.
Hey,
Mitch, that's
do you
not a
no wait?
I
Do you
think-
say
Jeremy,
do you say
horrible.
theater?
Jeremy, look what
Do you
did.
say theater or theater?
That is not the same, Mitch.
Just saying, there's colloquial ways to refer to
They don't
things.
spell
There's a certain. I think
All
renege and
I think I
renege.
have-
All right, shut
and
up.
I was right.
Shut up,
That's what the
man.
definition
Shut up.
says.
I think I have
was
the
right.
definition
Go ahead.
of renege. It's when basically your slave runs away and you have to get a new slave.
Oh
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
renege.
You've got to renege. Right.
This is horrible.
I
Where's this
bet if we
going?
went back to.
Look, hey, don't.
Where's this going?
You
Where's
open this up.
Don't act
You
like
open
I
this up.
started this
You
shit
open
off.
this
You
up.
guys suck, man. This is you got me looking back. And this,
you
during
talking
Blackerary,
Do
leftover
some more, do
Blackerary.
some dragon roaring, boy.
All right, like that.
You know what that actually kind of sounds like? That kind of sounds like DMX just warming up in the booth.
Getting ready.
I got no snare.
Hey, you bitch.
No bitch, there's no snare headphones.
DMX, bro. I'm glad that he can keep popping up in headlines again.
Is he?
He was
I have
shitting
not
on
been
Drake.
paying attention.
We
Yeah,
don't
that's-
know anything about anybody. But,
Nope.
but
That's all he.
He like showed up at a radio station and just ridiculed this man. So he like made fun of his clothes, his haircut. He's like, imagine just DMX, son. He's like, oh. Like, imagine DMX just rolling up at a radio station and just ridiculing you.
But this is what sucks about anything DMX has to say. He's a crackhead. Do you take anything a crackhead says to you seriously?
DMX, bro.
He was a crack. He's
DMX's Wikipedia article on
if they're
activities
holding a
is-
gun and they want anything,
More crack.
then I will give it. Then I'll take them seriously because
you know
if they
what'd
have a
be fun?
gun and a crackhead with a gun, I don't fuck.
look.
Here's a
Look, DMX needs to get his ass back in the studio and make
can't,
some more of
bro.
that crackhead music that we
DMX
liked before and that.
DMX is a dude who once rolled up in an
gonna make
SUV to the airport and just left the bitch parked there. And when they said you can't park here, he's like, "Yeah, it's okay. I'm an FBI agent." Know what I mean?
That's it.
He just
The
went-
stuff he got caught for is ridiculous.
Listen, I think it'd be a fun game right now. Just top 10 rapper Wikipedia profiles. I feel like DMX is easily in the top 10, son. If you just went
I can
through
tell
the
you the
list
number
of-
one. I
he
just
had a
remember
reality
Hold
show.
on, there was a guy. There was L.A. rapper. This is about I want to say like 8 years ago, maybe 8 or 10 years ago. I don't remember, but the guy he got high on PCP. Was there for starters, and then he got in an argument with his roommate because she like spilled his cereal or something, and he killed her, raped her, and then ate her.
In that order?
Yeah, yeah, and then
Why did he rape her first? You can say rape if you're dead?
Yeah.
Why is it rape?
I mean, you still
that's fair. It could just be necrophilia
Yeah,
at that point.
necrophilia.
You sound like a budding necrophilia.
No, I'm just saying that
You
to
sound
rape.
like there are pressing legal questions to settle.
Yes. That's,
Big Lurch.
How can you be charged with
Oh,
rape?
Big Lurch.
Big
Big
Lurch.
Lurch.
I remember that. I remember hearing about that story.
Apparently, it's on video.
Wait, so when he was
somewhere.
done,
What is on video?
so what? And when he's done, what did he do? Just
the
burp?
murder?
And go back to
Yeah,
rapping?
it says
What is the murder on video?
on April 10th, 2002. Okay, so it's 10 years ago. 25-year-old Singleton, that's his name. Of
course.
Antron Singleton. Murdered and raped. It says murdered and raped in that order. Murdered and raped Tanisha Yesais in her Los Angeles, California. Her boyfriend Thomas Moore testified that he and Singleton spent the evening prior to the murder smoking PCP. The victim was found in her apartment by a friend. Her chest had been torn open and 3-inch blade was found broken off in her shoulder blade. Tooth marks were found on her face and her lungs, which had been torn from her chest. An eyewitness reported that when Singleton was picked up by the police, he was naked, covered in blood, standing in the middle of the street and screaming at the sky.
He
A
turned
medical examination performed shortly after his capture found human flesh in his stomach that was not his own.
He turned into a vampire.
I feel
Or
like-
a werewolf. He just.
Can we just?
Can I get some credit for knowing right off the bat
Yeah,
the
bitch.
craziest rapper profile that I could find?
You pulled it out,
Right?
bro. You pulled it out, bitch.
Wait,
I mean,
are you officially a rapper at that point? I mean, you're more
Big Lurch,
cannibal.
bro.
than
You got
rapper.
the Big Lurch going. I don't know. I mean, Big Lurch damn, son. Mitch,
I don't
you
know.
put a
That's
hell of an
tough to
entry.
say.
into-
I mean,
into the
look,
hopper.
I just
I
you
also
were like
wanna-
craziest rapper or something. Wait a minute,
Yeah,
I know
Mitch,
a guy.
Mitch, you came strong for your
Did
first
you know
ballot.
him?
No,
I want to say
me and
though-
Lurch was kicking it. Back
Oh,
then,
I
too.
have one. Go
Oh,
ahead.
wait, but
Okay,
Jeremy,
go
though,
ahead.
like when you read that article and Jeremy's fixation on murdered and raped, I'm just imagining Jeremy as a fucking editor, like a copy editor, just a news editor at a newspaper, and he's like, "Hold on a second, what do you mean murdered and raped? Go back and get your facts straight. You gotta
Exactly.
read the police report again. You don't murder and then rape. I'm not printing lies.
Exactly.
In this is the Herald.
Don't
sir.
bury the
First
lead,
of all,
man.
First of all, you don't know if the corpse wanted to have, relations or not. Maybe
What if the reporter's like, it's confirmed? That is the order. That is what it says according to the official police record.
I would say let's move on then. Let's move on to the PC.
That's what they do.
Murder,
That's
rape, and then
that's
eats.
how they. That's how if the sex occurs post mortem, they call it a rape. They call it. They call
a
it a
violation, bro. It's still a violation.
I mean, still
just
a
because you didn't
violation.
murder somebody doesn't mean it's not a rape.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I'm
not
saying?
a rape unless somebody finds out.
Well, clearly when you go,
Well,
run
somebody
out,
found out.
Somebody,
I
you
mean,
can run out to the street, yell at the sky.
Sorry, when you covered in blood, screaming at the sky after you just ate a girl's lungs out of her chest.
So-
I mean, I feel like.
But my question is, how do they
awful.
know to directly call the police? Like clearly this
Where
guy
else
had
are you
just
gonna
ate
call?
some. Clearly this guy just ate
Oh
somebody.
my goodness.
I'm just saying, like, if I look
Wait,
out my
is he-
window and there's a naked
So where
man
is-
covered in blood screaming at the sky.
What is he
Yeah.
even screaming?
Dragon! I'm gonna go, Jeremy, I have to call the police on you.
Wait, okay, where is he now?
I'm sorry.
Do we know where Big Lurch is now? Is he- I'm
He's in
guessing-
jail.
Okay,
He's in
he's
jail.
gotta be.
Just don't
jail.
don't worry about that.
Okay, Jeremy, who you?
That article is also part of Wikipedia's series "Cannibalism in Popular Culture."
Yeah,
All right,
city.
all right. I have a close second.
Do you need
so
a,
far,
do you need a photo of him at all?
no, I don't know.
Okay, we got to set principles though. We got to principles because I'm saying like more just like depth. You know what I mean? Like if you hit all the history of DMX's fucking charges and
Yeah.
the FBI thing, like that's like in his reality show on BET, which was like the season finale was like him driving himself to jail, and he was 5 hours late because he's like, no, I'm not gonna go back. And he just,
Well, you never too early for jail if you know you're going.
You being filmed by a reality show and you're just like, no, I'm not going. I'm not gonna go. Like, like, what is even happening anymore? How disconnected are you from reality? So like Big Lurch though, that's
Lurch
good.
is-
Like I mean, but I feel like he's gotta have a hell
That's
of a-
Big Lurch. So you got
Yeah, he
something
looks
there.
like he might eat.
Whoa.
just
yeah.
just over there, big and lurching.
Seance right there. Like,
Yeah.
It looks like he's ready
So
to eat somebody.
interestingly enough, apparently he released
I'm
an
disturbed
album.
right now. I would never hang out with Big Lurch.
His record label in 2004 released an album on his behalf, and then the mother of the victim sued the record label for a wrongful death lawsuit, which I don't know how that relates, but she definitely should get all the money
Yeah.
from anything from those records.
Right.
That's the way I see it.
what if he
I
was
don't
like-
know that necessarily it's a wrongful death at that point.
What if he was like Tupac and he predicted that he was going to get high on
Bro, I do
PCP,
not think that's a-
murder and rape somebody in
That-
his album? He actually said he was going to do it, And he said the actual date, and then it happened.
That's not a prediction so
Well,
much
he-
as a premeditated murder at that point.
To be fair, he did name his album "It's All Bad," which is that's a little
Did he
ominous.
name
And on the
his-
front cover
Wait,
of the
which album is this?
This is his album. It says
Wait,
Big
was this
Lurch.
the one that
It's
came
all
out in
bad.
2004? Or because
no,
he did the crime?
I don't believe so.
It's all bad isn't that bad. Like I thought you were gonna say.
No, son.
Well, it's all bad.
No,
I mean,
listen.
I want.
you
I
go-
thought it was gonna be
no,
like.
no.
I thought it was gonna be like. I ate a heart. I'm not. I want to eat a.
But listen,
Have a taste for.
you're
heart.
Big Lurch. You probably don't say a lot of things. You saw that picture on the screen, okay? That's not a man of many
It was
words.
it
I'm
was
guessing.
recorded while he was just before that whole thing. It was released like 4 months after he was officially
Because it was.
sentenced.
Because it was hot. It was
And
hot.
the tracks are Money Man, Texas Boy, Gimme Your Love, Cali
he's not
Girl,
I buy it.
Da Riddler, I Can Do This, 10 Toes, Gangsta Gangsta, Can You Deal With This,
I love how you're reading.
Tribal Wars on Da Run, I Did It To You, Renegade Dope Dealer, and America.
Bitch, I can't-
Cali Girl,
Can you say
featured
that?
Too
Can you
Short.
say can you say
Of course, too short.
Da Riddler?
The Riddler.
Da Riddler.
No, you gotta
Da
go.
Bears.
You know what it's
Da
like?
Riddler.
It's not as the
Ah,
first
yeah,
time
sorry.
you were mid stride, so you were just Johnny Carsoning it up. And you the Riddler.
The Riddler. Yeah, he was
You
fat.
just-
Got a hit new single out, Da Riddler. He's been riddling.
Oh,
On
Mitch,
Riddlin.
that shit is hilarious.
Da Riddler.
Oh, man, that's
Yeah, I mean,
There you go.
nothing about. I mean, the reason Big Lurch came up with the conversation is not hilarious at all. But but damn.
Okay,
But my
I gotta
point
say-
though. My
go ahead.
point.
Okay,
one
you-
last
you-
thing.
okay,
One last
all
thing.
right.
You were saying
He was saying
catalogs.
about like he doesn't say a lot of things though, right? So like if you got Big Lurch, one album, right? You gonna go out and maybe predict that you gonna murder somebody. What's your
It's
album
all
gonna be
bad.
called? It's all bad.
It's all-
Ain't gonna be no
You want
peace.
to talk about a prediction, son? You got it.
No, it's
you
all,
got
no,
it.
no. It needs to be specific. I need
more-
time and dates
wait
in the
a
album title.
Listen,
After releasing his hit album, I hope I don't get all crazy on PCP and start trying to eat a bitch.
That'd be dope, man. yo. And y'all talking about why they released it at that time. It's like,
Are we gonna have to like release an apology next week? Like we're real sorry
I'm
to
very.
the mother
I'm wondering.
of the
I'm wondering
victim.
about that. Please, I no disrespect.
I do
to
want it
anybody,
clear that we're not poking fun in any way at the crime nor the victim,
It's a-
merely the
Oh, I was.
just
Uh,
outright absurdity
Damn it, man.
of Big Lurch, who Big Lurched at somebody while on PCP
It's incredibly. It's
You know what's funny is
and
that
had a big lunch.
the actual
Damn it,
I'm
Mitch.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Damn it, Mitch.
I'm sorry.
You
you know
ruined
what,
it
you know
all.
what's
I'm
funny?
sorry.
The actual character Lurch was a nice guy.
I'm sorry.
Lurch.
It was true, yeah. From Addison.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
So it sucks. And now he ruined the name for all Lurches.
Yeah, dude, like Lurch is a
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Lurch is
Lurch
a
was
solid
awesome.
nickname, bro.
It's cool.
Everyone gets called. Everyone got a group with a Lurch in it.
If I heard
Who's
somebody
our
named
Lurch?
Lurch,
We don't have a Lurch. We need a Lurch.
you
See,
need
you need a Lurch. You
find a
find out-
bouncer in Hollywood. One of whenever every 5 bouncers in Hollywood is named Lurch.
And you know what the thing is about being a Lurch?
That
You
is an
prob-
interesting statistic.
I
I
believe
learn
that,
something
bro.
new every day.
It's like
25%.
Butch Bones.
That would be 20%.
You know what? In Germany can come back next round. 25% of Lurches have been a Lurch 100% of their lives.
That's horrible.
This is my new toddler. We named him Lurch.
But if you were a Lurch, though, I feel like you bounce around from group to group. You get stuck with Lurch. You know what I mean? Like there's certain nicknames that you just get probably. You know,
Or maybe because
like if you were a Diesel, you just don't get Diesel one time
I'm
and then go
feeling
off
like
and be like,
if your name's
know.
Lurch, you gotta be at least 6'5", 6'7", 6'8", probably.
I was gonna say the same thing. You have to
Like
be.
you gotta be pretty tall.
saw
You
a
can't be
dude-
like 4'9".
a dude in
And be like,
Vegas
I'm
once.
sorry, you're not a big Lurch.
This
You're
guy was
small fry.
massive, like you're saying. I was going down the escalator
Right.
behind him, and he's just a massive dude. And I just think like this is the kind of guy that like when you get sent to the chair, like he does the dirty work. You know what I mean? Like I'm behind him in the escalator in a fucking mall right now. You know, just like it was a very surreal thing because I'd never really seen anyone that I'd been so close to someone that was so big like that. You know, and just feel dwarfed. I guess.
When,
just
in,
like-
in
'Cause you
19,
like-
Because he was in a nice fucking suit too, and I was like, "Damn, son, like, you had to get that shit custom tailored, and you just are in Vegas, and like you probably are only here because you just crush people, Lurch styles." You know what I mean?
I'm suddenly reminded, like back in '98, we used to have a lot of drug parties in this apartment I was at, and we was kind of interesting. What they did was it was kind of an upscale complex, like yuppies and shit. And I think the management of they had kind of a good idea. They're like, we're not gonna stick these young, loud people next to our old people because they'll just complain all the time. So they shoved us all into one like courtyard area. So sort of you could stand in the middle of these 10 apartments and you could be like, okay, you get your crack from there, your coke from there, your weed from there, ecstasy and acid over here. This is your shrooms. This is your, methamphetamines, whatever. So on Friday and Saturday nights, when we were having parties, it would just, everybody's door was just open. You would just wander in and get what you needed and go to the next place. And I was in my apartment doing acid, and a guy black dude who had to be, I'm gonna say 6'5" easy, came in and just had just like these dead eyes. He was just like, and I thought to myself, maybe he's really drunk. And so I stood up and said, hey man, you drunk? You need some water? What, you need anything? And he goes, Soma. Like, I guess that's what he was on. And like the moment he said that, just like a tree just fell. And I was like, man, that's my bed. I was totally chilling, trying to just do some acid. This motherfucker's just, So I was like, so I just like sat there and I was like, all right, well, I'll babysit him and make sure nothing happens to him, So I just sat there like alone in my room with this complete stranger I'd never met.
Stroked his head, huh?
No, I didn't touch him. I was like, I don't want to wake him. I don't know what happens after a Soma blackout. Like, what if he comes to and is like, who touched my butthole? And then,
I mean,
What if he came to murdered, raped you, and then
that's what I'm saying. That could have that. I'm glad I didn't. There was no stories of a big lurch back then. I just at the time was like, I'm easy going. I just figured, well, he probably had too much somas and passed out. I guess that's a muscle relaxant of some kind or a sleepy time tea pill. I don't know. But he woke up and he was like, he woke up a few hours later. He kind of got up and he goes,
dude that owed him money.
Man, I just passed the fuck out. And I was like, yes, you did. And he goes, man, hey. Stay cool,
later,
and that was
right?
that, and that was the end of it. Never saw him again.
All right,
sorry. Go ahead.
I have a close second though.
Okay,
Yeah,
a close second.
We're around
20 minutes ago.
There's a rapper named Houston, I think it was. He was like hot in like 04, I think it was.
Yes, and he was a dude with the eye.
Yeah, he went to the bathroom during one of his concerts.
He went. No, not during the concert. No,
It wasn't during the concert. Was it after?
I was like, yeah, he's like in a hotel. I thought.
Hotel? I just know he was like digging in his eye, and it was like, what's wrong? He went to the bathroom and like locked, got away from security, started digging his eye until it was just nerve endings left. And he said God made him do it.
Yeah,
God told him to do it or something.
He had like a breakdown and he gouged his own eye out on this very religious trip. And he totally went off the radar. I mean, he had one of those fucking monster singles that had Nate Dogg on the hook, son. I mean, the dude, he was
blowing up.
It was, I like
Funky.
that. I like.
Was that the song?
I think that was that. With
Oh,
the
really?
buddy at.
Dang. I'm gonna
Houston was his name.
Yeah,
Houston,
with Nate Dogg, right? A little bit of the jam. So it's been a while since I heard that.
It just
like
says,
that.
look,
I like that.
all I know is I was like, okay, if I search Google for rapper tears out own eye, I'm going to find it. And sure enough, VH1, R&B singer Houston gouges eye out after
R&B.
parent suicide attempt.
And he like went crazy.
I mean, he didn't do PCP
After being
or-
thwarted in a suicide attempt, I don't know how thwarted you can be.
Let's be clear.
He gouged his
Let's be
own eye
clear.
out. He attempted to jump out of a 13th floor hotel window, but was stopped by security personnel. He was moved to a lower floor and locked in his room, where he injured himself. That's the nicest way to say it.
Yikes. Bro, that is
Had a bit of an accident with an eyeball.
When you talk about sanitizing language, that is
the song
that
was
is
called
what-
"I Like That."
I like that. I like that. With a money.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I like that.
I like that. Oh, you bastard. You on the roll.
Yeah, this guy.
I.
Wait a minute, because that big lurch guy had a similar song.
No.
Really?
It was a similar title.
Oh man, so
In my head, I'm
the next
thinking
rapper
maybe I'm
comes
way
out-
off, but
Yeah,
let
way
me
off
check.
for
Let me
the
check.
thing.
I
This was
swore
huge.
there was one
this
on
song
there,
was like,
something
in-
like that.
they were playing this beat in stadiums and shit. It was one of the. I mean.
Oh well, there's I Can Do This. I Did It to You. 10 Toes, which
Are
again,
these big lurch songs?
Yeah, these are big
Again,
lurch songs.
I see you watch your
Give
answer,
Me Your
son,
Love
you
is
got a track
also.
list.
These all sound terrible in
Those
retrospect.
all sound like things you say when you are like high on PCP,
Yeah, right.
committing a heinous murder.
I can do this. Give me your love.
It's like he's walking.
Can you
himself
deal
through
with
it.
this?
Can you do
I Did It to You.
You got it, Jeremy.
Renegade dope dealer and On to Run is
On to Run.
Is that the end?
What
Is
if
that
it's
the end?
loud?
that's like one of the last tracks.
Was it a bonus track that said "Howling at the Moon"? Was that one of the bonus tracks? Howling at the Moon, covered in blood.
But no.
Oh, shit. Is that what happened?
Wait, can we hear that? Can you pull up a little bit of that Houston song?
I like that.
I want to play how simple it is because like this dude was it was a big song, right?
Yeah, I remember the song.
It's big.
I didn't.
And it was his only
It's called
song.
I Like That, right?
It's called I Like That. I like that. I like
So what happened? He
Yo.
just that was it.
He
Everybody
just-
was like,
he
"Well,
was-
he's
he was
crazy,"
very-
He said God told him to do it, and he just.
and that was it, though. That
Yeah.
was the
He's
end.
fall-
And
he-
he's
I
just
mean,
no
he was
more?
a one-hit wonder, I think, kind of thing. But like, I haven't really heard. I think he was cousins or related to someone else who was a famous singer or something.
I'm just-
But if you're a Nate Dogg, though, that's the easiest day work you ever got, bro. That's the easiest hook you ever laid down. What's the song called again? I like that. Okay, all right, I'll lay it down.
Yeah, Nate. He's
Playing an ad real quick. So
You damn ads. You internet, you ain't never giving nobody nothing.
I mean, I'd argue it because you've never said anything more wrong in the history of the show.
never given anybody anything.
But all right.
I'm
I'll
gonna
go with it.
put that on the board. There you go. There you go. This is what you remember, right?
Oh. I gotta go to the bathroom right quick.
Is that Chingy?
That's what I'm saying. It sounds just like Chiggy.
Here we go, Nate Dogg. Lay it down.
Now wait, was it Nate Dogg or the other guy who died recently?
Nate Dogg
Nate
died
Dogg.
as well.
Hold up.
I like that. Where the money at? And then I mean, Mitch, this song was big, son. Look,
No.
2 million views, son. 2 million views.
I got videos with 2 million
This
views.
was before.
I didn't go ripping my eye out after it happened.
This was
You ain't
before.
got you ain't got no profit margins.
That's true. I didn't sign up for. I didn't have it on profit share at the time.
But no, dude,
Should've
that's
done that.
that's crazy though. Nate Dogg, man, that dude got paid handsomely for that. He sang that easy ass hook, and then he just sat in a booth, sunglasses on in a club, just mouthing it, just thinking to himself,
That's all.
awesome, America.
That's what he
did it."
does. Nate Dogg just sings simple hooks. And he used to sing simple hooks and get paid. It was dope.
You know who else would be on that? I mean, Nate Dogg had the greatest job in the world. Who else would be a great rapper on this list? Old Dirty Bastard. Old Dirty Bastard
Oh, yeah.
is top 3. I feel like.
Yeah,
Oh,
but all the stuff he did.
I was like,
very-
I remember that MTV, like when they were, it was when Wu-Tang, I think it was when Wu-Tang released Wu-Tang Forever. It was MTV it was like the Wu week. It was the week of Wu. And they were like following ODB around everywhere he went. And I just remember one time he goes, "Look, I just don't give a fuck." And the guy, and you just tell the cameraman was sitting there going, "Nobody asked you, nobody cares. Like, can we just get to whatever we were gonna interview you about?" And he just turns around and goes, "You know what? I'll take a piss right here in the street. I don't give a fuck." And you're just like, nobody asked you to do that. Nobody's challenging how much of what your level of not giving a fuckitude. Like
Old
nobody
dirty
cares. He's
bastard,
like, I'll
bro.
just do it. I'll walk. I don't care. I'll piss on a baby. And you're like, ODB, no, we can just do an interview. I mean, I believe you. You want to see me? I'll shit on president. And you're like, no, ODB, it's fine. I'll change my name to Baby Jesus. Pee on your mother.
No, bro, Big Baby Jesus.
Did he change his name?
Big
Whatever
Baby
it was.
Jesus.
Big
Brother,
Baby Jesus.
Dirt McGirt.
Dirt
What a
McGirt. Yeah, Dirt McGirt.
Son, what a great name, dude. Dirt McGirt is
Old
so
Dirty
good.
Bastard wasn't enough.
Shout out to Dirt McGirt. Yeah, this is my favorite old,
Rest
like
in
my
peace.
favorite thing. This is how you like Old Dirty Bastard is just a transcendent thing. I was in Greencastle, Indiana, Mitch, DePaul University, going to a fucking fraternity party when I was in college.
trying to type shit in. I gotta.
I'm sorry, Mitch. I'm just sorry. I'm just setting the table
Go
for
ahead.
it later on. It's old Greencastle, Indiana.
Fucking thing sucks.
One day you'll get some applause in there. But it's just like
got no
you know,
applause.
So it's just like it's a small town, right? I'm in college, you know. It's just like it's a predominantly white school. You know, it's like 80-something% white. You know, I'm going to this party. I'm just rolling with a bunch of white dudes. You know, my friends, fraternity brothers and such. And there's a big black guy working security for the house, just running the door, just making sure, checking IDs. About 4 or 5 people go in before me, just all white people, just nothing said to them at all. Right? I get to him and he goes, "Yo, did you hear Old Dirty Bastard died tonight?" And I was like, without missing a beat, I was like, "Word, ODB is dead." I was like, "ODB is dead, son." He's like, "I know, right? This is crazy." And I was like, "Oh my God, what?" And like the rest of the line was just like, "What is happening right now?"
That's the way it always is with celebrities die.
No, but it's like, and then I gave him my ID back, and then I went inside, and then like he just was real quiet with the rest of the white people that came inside too. But I was like, "What?" How did this dude like mark me out? He's like, "Yo, this brother needs to know that ODB is dead. So he needs the knowledge." He needs the knowledge, God. I was like, I didn't even have an ODB #1 fan shirt on or nothing. You know, I didn't have my Dirt McGirt headband or anything. My big baby Jesus jacket. I was just a black dude, and ODB had died, and that shit was in the network, B. We was spreading it.
I hate the picture they use.
Where it all be happening in this, you know what I'm saying? I'm just lying to a 60-second. Big Kaheem, you know what I'm saying? Sons of Man, y'all know what time it is. You know? And basically what we here for is I don't really know. Just want to give the watch, Ghettonomics, a shout out. You know what I'm saying? They got it going down.
I have no idea what he's saying.
His pants are not even on anymore, dude. His pants are not. Like, you know when you're like trying to run somewhere and your pants are falling down and they're at your knees and you're like, damn, my pants aren't on. Like that's how he's standing there giving his interview.
Actually, there was a really big riot in 2001 in Cincinnati, where I'm from. That was all started from a police. Police was she shot a guy who ran.
Police officer
ran. Yeah, shot a guy who ran in an alley, and while he was running, he went to pull up his pants. The cop thought he was pulling out a gun. And kills him. And that started the.
They always think that.
So this is ODB taking
That's why you never
taking
leave the house
MTV.
without a belt, son.
ODB in a limo taking
my hands
MTV
up.
to get his food stamps.
I ain't running. Oh, is this when he was on MTV?
Yeah.
And this
In
one
the
of those-
limo,
this is
going
one
to
of
get
the
his food
greatest
stamps.
things. This dude,
Look how I'm living, baby. You know what I'm saying? Anybody got a quarter?
Thank you.
Hot again for beautiful things. How much money you got here? All right, we good to go. Come on. Yeah, man. Y'all just sit in the car, right, baby?
this like that's one of the things that set like
Need a strong
you talking about set black people back. So
to guide you through the night.
how do we ever get Obama in
If
office?
you want someone who
His name is Old Dirty Bastard. Like that's
do it, son.
it fits.
How do we ever do it, baby?
Get uptight.
That's a dope song.
Good times.
How do we sneak him
Good
in?
times.
It's a dope ass song, man.
Dude, that
What if we?
Old Dirty Bastard, man, that's it. Dirt McGirt.
It says somebody typed in ODB, aka Dirt Dog, Dirt McGirt, ODB, Ace and Unique, Osiris, Big Baby Jesus, Joe Bananas, Bizza, Old Dirty Bizza, Peanut the Kidnapper, Freeloading Rusty, Knifey McStab, and Little Billy Clinton.
Stab. Oh.
Knifey McStab.
Wait.
Knifey McStab is going on the board.
That's an awesome
Knifey
name.
McStab. Oh shit. How you gonna slip
Yo,
that AK in
Knifey
there?
McStab up in here.
You know why you have Knifey McStab at the end of the AKAs? Because by that point, you've been sneaking a knife out the whole time. You're like, yo, the Biz, aka Old Dirty the Biz, aka Knifey McStab. Come over that wallet, know what I mean?
AKA, guess who's got your wallet now?
Never got one on Chappelle's show. They said he changed his name to Old Dirty Chinese Restaurant.
Oh, Dirty Chinese restaurant. Yeah, in the racial draft. I love that. Oh, man. Knifey. What,
Knifey.
You might
Knifey
want
McStab?
to lift your
Mic?
yeah.
Oh,
If you
sorry.
kind of put you'll be all right.
Use that little dumbbell there.
Yeah, it's
I didn't wanna
because
do
it's like
Knifey McStab.
here. There's just this right
Yo.
here and this right here.
Oh, so is that
Yeah,
good?
yeah,
All right.
yeah. You're good.
All right.
Just want you to be able to hear yourself clearly,
Okay.
and everybody else to hear you clearly.
Knifey
Knifey McStab.
McStab.
That's a good.
That's a
I
fucking.
have
Yo,
mucho. This is the thing. Is
I've
like I had
never
so
heard that
many.
ODB name before. That's amazing.
I got so many topics I got to get to tonight, and we haven't gone to. any
Oh,
of
we
them.
had stuff. I thought we were just
No,
straight
baby.
rap.
No, it's
It
cool.
is.
Sometimes we just straight
You know
rip.
what, Mitch?
Sometimes I got shit.
Midge, how do we
Let's
we
see
gotta
these
fucking
topics.
turn that into a promotional pamphlet? You had topics. I thought this was just straight riffing.
But
Then just Jeremy doing his just like, hey.
I got a dance. You want to see it? No, I don't have a dance. I'm gonna develop one and bring it. up.
Okay, so this is I bring this up because I like to watch Teddy get paranoid.
Damn, son, why you got so me on river?
So some scientists trying to learn more about fishies have made themselves a robotic fish so that they could put it under there and study the fish.
Sounds
but
good
the
so
robotic fish swam so much like a fish that the fish have started thinking that the robot was the head of their pack and have followed in the robot's footsteps wherever the robot wants to take
And
them.
does it know where it's going?
It's remote control. They can do whatever they want with
Whoa,
it.
a
They can be like, hey,
robot-
fish, let's go to this
So wait,
net.
can we hold a second? We just put a fish in the ocean, right? We just dropped a fish. We made a fucking fish that
Right,
was better
right,
than all
yeah.
the real fish, and all the real fish were like, yo,
This
this
is
is
like-
a real good fish. Yeah, he's a good fish. Let's follow the fish.
All hail King
Mitch,
White.
In my
White metal
head, I
fish.
see a great Disney movie. It's like Finding Nemo meets Terminator.
It's
See,
awesome.
this shit-
This is the difference. There's a difference between Jeremy. Like, Jeremy sees a great Disney movie. I see an aquatic
see
version
death,
of
son.
Terminator. It's like It's like Waterworld if you just went underneath and you replace Kevin Costner with a robot fish.
That's dope, man. A robot.
Yeah, that's
fish?
what I'm saying. It's pretty awesome. Like you can
Listen,
make
I'm
a
a big
fish,
fan
drop
of-
it into the
I'm a-
ocean, and the fish are like,
I speak as
he's the
someone.
king.
Yo,
Listen,
yo,
Steve, you've
imagine-
been real good. You've been real
What are we
good,
doing with
Steve.
this
But
fish?
like, but
What are we
I
doing
gotta
with the
go with
fish?
this new guy. This
What are we
new
Imagine
guy
the person
really,
that catches that fish, though.
really looks like he knows what
No,
he's
son,
doing.
that fish ain't swimming no way you could catch him. What if
That's
you eat
so-
It's a robot. It's got
Is
no
that
mouth.
fish, does that fish
Got
get
nothing.
eaten? You know why they always follow him? Because the robot fish never gets eaten because it's always swimming. Motherfuckers vigilant. Somebody tries to eat him and their teeth break and the other fish just go away. They're like, this dude is a god. It's a fish god. We
Fish
put a
god.
fucking fish god in the ocean, son. This is how the revolution started.
A fish guy.
It says in an attempt, an earlier attempt
we
to
doing
create,
with them?
in an earlier attempt to create a robotic leader. It's literally just what the sentence says. Not a robotic fish, by the way.
Robotic leader.
You see?
Literally
Robotic-
just
Disney
robotic
movie
leader.
or Terminator.
They were like, we're trying to make
Well, that's
shit
what I'm
that
saying.
people.
Terminator 2. Like,
It says they placed their robot.
Finding
in a-
Nemo and Terminator together.
Terminator.
They
2.
placed their robot in a water
Simba's
tunnel with a
revenge.
golden shiner school. First, they allowed the robot to remain still, and unsurprisingly, the dummy fish attracted little attention. When the robot simulated the familiar tail movement of a leader fish, however, members of the school assumed the behavior patterns they exhibited wild, slowing their tails and following the robotic leader.
So wait a minute. This dude just showed up. They were like, who the fuck is you?
These experiments may open up new channels for us to explore the possibilities for robotic interactions with all live animals, an area that is largely untapped.
Doesn't?
Everybody, follow the robotic gorilla.
Hold on
Follow
a
the
second.
robotic gorilla.
Can we just have a whole? Oh my
This
god!
is going to continue
Listen,
until we have a robotic president.
No, I
This
was
is
gonna say.
happen.
I will take it.
If I was if
Or
I-
Mitt
if I was a
Romney.
TV executive right now, if I ran National Geographic, I would just get all my fucking venture capitalist friends and be like, listen, I need you to build robot models of the following animals. We're gonna develop a series. Gonna send these fucking robot animals out. Just have them interact with the real life ones, and then see what happens. It's gonna be gold. Also, we need to study them in case the revolution happens. We need to be at the forefront in the fucking barricades.
My question is, what do they expect to learn from these fish? Like,
How to survive.
Like, for instance, well, apparently, this is probably, again, just going to make Teddy just paranoid. He's going to be hiding under blankets tonight.
I haven't even hit the,
The
ripping
entire
pipe yet.
purpose of this experiment is that they want to make robotic animal leaders, and they started with fish.
Why are we gonna introduce animals to robots?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We got enough fucking
So they
problems
decided,
with human beings
hey,
and robots.
let's
you gonna
try
give
these
animals
fish.
robots.
We
you
can
gonna just
because fish are easy.
I seen
So,
AI.
if we could
I
just
know how the
mimic,
shit
then
goes
we
down.
know how to if we can mimic that. Maybe we can make a robotic leader for these animals.
Cure-
and so
cure
it
AIDS,
works. It
cure
works.
AIDS, cure cancer.
why are we gonna give
Fuck the fish.
Why are we building super animals?
Why are they building robots?
Super animals.
Riffelonians, Riffopolis.
They-
I've got your number, Teddy. It better not have thumbs. Is the
Oh,
response?
my god, son! Oh my god, you gonna get? Oh my god, I can't hear.
Don't
it. I
even put.
can't.
Don't even put it.
I can't.
Wait.
Don't even open the door, Rip.
Wait.
Don't even open the door.
Didn't they already accomplish this back in 1993 when Power Rangers first debuted? Like they had a dinosaur, they had gorillas, they had wolves, and they all combined into one mega animal.
We need it in real life. We need tigers. We need robot tigers.
Why?
Why we got start?
Is an alien threat going to come down and we're going to have to fight it with some super mega animals?
You know what? And my problem would be if we just built just a run of the pack fucking fish to just hang out with fish and just be like, oh yeah, this where everybody the other fish go. Yeah, I'm gonna swim with these motherfuckers. I'm gonna hang out in the school, baby. I'm gonna enroll myself. It's gonna be awesome. Or if we just had a fucking an ox that just was cold chilling with other ox or something.
Yeah.
But we want to build
Oxen.
leader. We want to build leader robots, bro. We can't just give them a new coalition. We can't do that.
Dear fish, here is your new leader.
Mitch, oh my God, have you seen the article that they taught the fucking orangutans how to use iPads? They didn't teach them. They taught
Yeah,
them
they
how to
did,
use
they did,
iPads.
they did,
Mitch,
they
we
did,
got
they did.
orangutans
They did.
learning how to use iPads, B. They gonna know what Skype is next. They gonna teach these motherfuckers what Skype is.
You know what?
You gonna tell me I gotta worry about Republicans and orangutans with iPads? It's too much, baby. It's too hot, son. I'm out this bitch. I'm out.
He's going to take on the You know what though?
Fuck
Now that I
y'all.
think about it though, it's not that complicated leading fish.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not the most
Fuck
breakthrough.
the fish, son.
the fact
Let's
that
talk
they-
about the
Wait
orangutan.
till they have to
Ah.
lead lions and shit.
Yeah.
They have a whole pride
You tell me,
process.
You gotta start somewhere. They can just build
Let's
the
start
cotton
with
gin
the fish.
overnight.
They gotta have to have a face off, and then the lion's gonna have to.
First, when the dude was trying to build a wheel, he probably built a couple rectangles first. You know what I mean?
What if it was something real simple
Okay.
like the robotic fish actually
The
drop
idea,
food?
the idea behind the robotic leaders. Here's the helpful side of it. If you're ready for that, the researchers posit the robotic leaders could help lead fish and other wildlife that behave collectively, including birds, away from toxic situations such as oil or chemical spills or human-made dangers such as dams. Other experimenters have found success in prompting wildlife to move using non-living attractants, but the researchers believe this is the first time that anyone has used the
This sounds
biomimetic,
This idea
like
never
biomimetics
You know
to such
what?
effect.
But this
That's a
idea
bullshit-
never worked.
That's
That
a
word before.
bullshit cover story. That shit sounds like some Doctor Doom comic book shit. Yeah, I'm gonna do some real environmental shit. I want to move all the fucking bears and ferocious creatures away from the toxic spill. But then when that shit happens, because I caused it on purpose, because I'm an evil villain, and then I'm gonna send my robot animal leader out to make all y'all motherfuckers be attacked when you're vulnerable. I see the shit, Mitch.
This idea never works. It's every movie they've done. This iRobot, Terminator, Matrix.
To be
It's
fair.
it always starts off with, "Hey, we're gonna help society." Then they have more. They're gonna have more robotic fish come in,
Here's,
and then they're like, "Oh, what do we need regular fish when we got robot fish?"
here's my
They're
thing.
gonna be sentient.
I will put on the table. iRobot may have gone slightly differently if, when Will Smith was battling robots on his own, a horde of animal leader robots showed up as a flank.
Would that have been dope though? I know his arc.
Yo, let's just do a fucking director's cut, bro. Like iRobot, and then just like Shia LaBeouf just running up for help, and then just a pack of robot wolf animal leaders.
That would have
just
been
show up.
dope. That's a good movie.
That's the movie we would make, son.
Yo,
If I directed that movie, I'd be like, "What's the script? Where the robot animals at? All right, let me do a rewrite. I'll see it."
I want to see a robot llama. I want to make a robot llama.
I would
Make a
not
robot
trust
llama.
that. I feel like it would look very cold in the face.
Yeah, I mean, llamas are asshole animals. I couldn't imagine a robot.
But I feel like a
llama.
robot llama would be like if you distilled any of the qualities, like, oh, you got like fur and shit. You know, you just like like, do they have fur? What do they look like? I'm just imagining cold gray, red-eyed beasts.
They should teach.
Also.
They should teach.
That probably doesn't help the situation.
Maybe the robot fish could teach the other fish how to speak. So then, or then if our animals talked,
We trying to talk to dolphins already, bro. We can't be just giving away a game.
Come
said
with
that'd be
me.
dope.
I will lead
Besides,
you
they
to
don't
a
need to
new
know how to talk. They
land.
got sonar.
oh shit, the fish is talking right now.
Rats.
The fish
I was
is-
trying to. I was using the speak text function, so I was typing things out that a robot leader of the animals
You
might say.
motherfucker. You trying to put the resistance on the mic? You can't give them a chance.
Come with me. I will lead you to a new land.
Oh, fish is like, oh, okay, let's go to this new.
What
Kinda
would
creepy.
you do if you were a fish and some motherfucking fish started talking? But would they know? Would you have any idea if a fish just started saying things to you and you were just like, you would lead a fish? What's going on right
As
now?
long as they lead their ass to Red Lobster or someplace where
Would
I
it
can get
even
me a nice fish dinner. You know, that's all.
What if you were eating and you had a robot lobster? You were like, excuse me,
Isn't water awesome?
what?
is water awesome?
Isn't water awesome?
That's racist.
That's how you know.
That was a callback
That's
to
how
that.
you.
Everybody missed my callback.
That's how you know, right? That you just like so like fucking just a sore thumb sticking out. You're like, hey, water's awesome, right? Isn't swimming
How
the
about
best?
this? This sounds fair.
You aren't a real fish.
Hey guys, let's go swimming.
Yeah, exactly. Like, wait a minute. All we do is swim.
Why
know-
don't they make a
you know
mermaid
that fish.
first? They should make a mermaid instead of making just a plain old fish.
Mermaids are always the more interesting of the myths to me. I feel like, you know, like what you like. They never had like actual. I mean, it's always
Vaginas,
dudes.
but every
Yeah.
guy wants to smash
Yeah.
a dolphin.
Oh well, we've always known what Jeremy wants to smash that.
The-
Every man has always longed to
wants
have sex with a
mermaid.
dolphin.
A mermaid. I mean, oh god.
Beat the porpoise up. Beat the porpoise up.
You know.
It
okay,
sure is fishy being fishy, right?
that's
Fellow fish.
horrible. That's horrible. But you know, actually,
good times.
they actually have penises. If you didn't know, dolphins have like penises.
I mean, they're
And-
one of
and
the few
vaginas,
animals that
and
have.
vaginas.
They're one of the few animals that have sex for pleasure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I never understood that,
I do
though.
love your subtle approach though to dropping a gem like that in the conversation.
Well,
you know, Mitch. Everyone always like some people are very just like they just like come in with the facts. Jeremy's got this real like subtle, dignified.
I tried.
Bond-esque, like you know that they have penises. Dolphins, that is.
They have actual.
Alex, the best way to predict the future is to invent it.
That's very scary.
Mitch, you are really terrifying me right now. You are
It
really
sure is
terrifying me.
fishy being fishy, right?
I would-
Fellow fish.
Stop simulating a fish revolt.
All right, I'm
You were
so you're
It's fun to fuck
I
with
couldn't
you.
imagine your other topics, honestly. Like this one was so.
Can we talk about these orangutans first of all? For a little second?
Orangutans.
They learned an iPad, bitch. I mean, Mitch.
You don't even say their name right. It's orangutans. But
Orangutans?
All right. Orangutans.
First of all,
orangutans.
What kind of elitist?
But that's all right.
What a-
fucking.
You know what? I like orangutan.
And people
better.
are reminding you that dolphins like to rape and kill. So there's also that.
Dolphins are murderers. Aren't they?
Yeah.
That's
Cannibals.
Listen, why do you think
Smack
I'm
around the
afraid
young
of
and
dolphins?
shit.
Because I think they're warm and fuzzy and shit. I'm afraid
Well,
of them.
dolphins
Clearly they're
aren't
not
fuzzy.
fuzzy.
They're
I
not
mean,
Yeah,
fuzzy.
you know,
if dolphins
I mean, I never touched one,
if they
but-
ever knew, son, if they ever knew anything about the story of Flipper, and they do know, I'm convinced all dolphins know about the legend of Flipper. I'm convinced. There's a fucking urban, they know, they teach it in their schools.
They're very smart.
They teach it. Dolphins been learning with iPads. You can teach dolphins iPads. Why not just put a fucking thumb on their flipper and give them some legs and a stick?
Dolphins and thumbs, motherfucker. Yeah.
Planet of the Dolphins. That's Rise of the Planet of the Dolphins.
You know what, man?
That'd be the new movie.
I'd totally go for like kicking it, hanging on the couch with a dolphin. I'd have a dolphin as a
If I
buddy.
could
Like if
only
I could like kick it with a
I would
dolphin.
need a
I'd be like, man,
First
what's
of all-
up? And it's
first
all,
of all-
and I'd be like, rock on, man.
Just-
I love this show too.
Yeah, dolphins can't kick it because they don't have legs or feet.
I mean, all right, flip it. Let's just flip it, y'all.
Hey, let's kick
we're
it.
together. We're finning it. I'm finna.
What?
Yeah, get some.
Damn it, you made me forget.
They got flippers. You could flip it, slap it, rub it down. I don't know.
Imagine you like palling around with a dolphin. I would need a non-aggression pact
would kick it.
sign for me to hang out with a dolphin.
Is a dolphin? How aggressive
You know what?
is it gonna
I
get,
don't know,
man?
talk to a
You know
fucking
what?
shark.
You know what image you put in my head?
Yeah. And you trust a shark over a
No,
dolphin?
I'm saying they beat the fuck out of sharks, bro. They just
What?
go around. Like,
Right, I know. But
Oh,
sharks
people.
are
I
like.
thought you meant,
I'm just saying, like, if I
dolphins.
get hey,
No, dolphins beat
if
up
you're
sharks.
telling me like,
No,
hey,
they don't.
Yes, they do.
They beat up sharks.
yeah,
they beat the
How?
shit out of sharks.
They got that fucking nose.
They just go and they ram the fuck out of them.
yeah.
But a
Dolphins
shark
are
could
shark
just eat
killers.
it.
No,
They killed.
they kill sharks, son.
Yeah, they'll fuck
dolphins
a
kill-
shark up.
Really?
Dolphins
I did
are
not know that.
murderers.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are murderers.
But they also protect humans from sharks. Let's
You
be
know
fair.
what though?
I did not
Good,
know that
thank
was
you.
their
Yeah,
purpose.
yeah.
Their porpoise.
Hey, yo, this guy.
Right. Yeah.
See, that's the kind of dolphin
Punning
I need,
it up
son.
right there. The ones that save you from the. Most of them do. I mean, apparently that's the thing. Like if they see a human near a shark, they're like, "Hey, don't be fucking
Yo,
my
hey,
don't be fucking my." Because I think I'm with you. I
Everybody-
think dolphins
everybody
have a
gets one.
long-term plan. Like they've been like first order business, gain our trust, right? So that's they already got step one underway. So they're always like, "Hey, you can trust us. Who keeps you safe from sharks? Dolphins. Dolphins,
Who
baby.
doesn't love Flipper?
Yeah,
Who doesn't want to swim with us?
I'm saying."
Who doesn't?
Then
Bro,
then one day they're like, "Hey, I see you've been working on some biomechanical shit. Give some thumbs to things like maybe dolphins. Maybe I'm just saying if you're doing some biomedical shit that's giving out thumbs,
Dolphins.
How about your old pal Dolphy?
They need more than. First of all, dolphins need more than just thumbs. Thumbs wouldn't
Yeah.
solve their. They still. Have,
That's Teddy's like long-term thing. Like every time something comes up, he's like, if that thing ever gets thumbs, like he gets really paranoid. Anything with a thumb,
Well, they need more.
even
than,
babies, he's like he doesn't trust a baby
with a thumb.
because they got thumbs. He doesn't trust anything with thumbs.
babies.
But the dolphins, they need more than just a thumb.
Nah, son. When you went underwater, you just had some shit, right? You thought you was cold chilling, and all of a sudden some dolphin just came and grabbed it and started stabbing you, son. That's how the revolution starts.
They
When they
can't
fucking without a they can adjust. That's how evolution. How'd you read a book? You illiterate son of a bitch.
Well, I'm saying even a thumb, like I don't know, maybe because I'm imagining a human thumb on a dolphin flipper. Like I couldn't imagine that being any use on a dolphin.
An opposable thumb, though, not just a thumb, an opposable thumb. Because with an opposable thumb, now you can grab.
Right.
Now you can
Talking
grab
about a
Teddy
real
while
thumb.
he's swimming.
I'm not talking about
and be
a
like,
lemur
hey,
thumb, which apparently everybody knew about. Thanks again, motherfuckers. I'm talking about a
come
real
on, lemurs are cute as fuck with their big
Fuck
ass
a lemur,
eyes and
son.
shit.
A
I'm not
lemur?
gonna fuck a lemur. I hang out with a lemur though. Me and a lemur kick it, man.
Oh, you know a lemur too?
Yeah, yeah.
I know a lemur.
Yeah.
Yeah, I smashed that. That was the worst. She's friends with Quanisha.
We're talking about different lemurs entirely.
Oh, lemurs.
You do fuck the lemur. No, see, I no.
I thought you fucked the lemur.
No,
One of
sir,
you is
no,
speaking
sir.
of a hood rat, the other an animal.
Boy, I don't give a fuck. I'll fuck a lemur in the street. Know what I'm saying?
We're taking back to ODB style. How much money you got? No, but
That's
thing
cool.
is,
Let's get back
a
in limo.
like, if a dolphin, like if you were just underwater, right? Like I went, went on dolphin watching tours or whatever, and it's just hordes and hordes of dolphins, right?
Right, kicking it, hanging out, man, chilling.
Now,
I mean,
listen,
I'm finning it.
what if they just all happen to just stockpile a bunch of sharp objects, and they were just like,
and
you know what?
thumbs?
And they had the thumb because by this point they
That's
had
a
thumbs.
lot. You're making a lot of
No,
assumptions.
Mitch, by this point they've had thumbs. They just laid low, right? And
Right.
everyone's like, I don't know. We haven't been a really good tour season. The Dolphins just have been not as
Right.
not as visible as they usually are. Then all the Dolphins came back. Everyone's excited and shit, but they didn't know.
Why aren't you worried about otters? Otters have hands. I mean, they got little hands that hang on to shit. They play with things in the water. They sit around on a.
Show me this otter you speak of.
This otter you speak- Well, they have
You
like.
never seen otters?
Don't they have like little web.
I have one of my
me the
favorite.
otter.
I'll show
You
you one
are
of my
lying.
favorite photos of
And an otter ain't damn well nowhere smarter than
one of my favorite photos of all time. It used to be like on a show, the internet TV show I used to do way back in the day. This was like our unofficial mascot, the otter with a beer, and it's just this otter. This guy's my hero. Otter with a beer. Otter with a beer.
I've never heard of otters.
Come on,
now.
that otter just straight up jacked that
man.
beer.
Yeah.
The otter's like, this beer is mine.
What is this?
That is my
Otter,
beer.
man.
How cute is that?
Oh, take over.
I'm thinking.
Rise
sea-
of
I'm
the-
Now are
thinking
you
sea-
worried?
I'm thinking
Now are
sea
you
otters.
worried about
Rise-
otters too?
thinking
Because
sea
they
otters.
might come up and
Nah,
steal your
son.
beer.
Nah,
This is
son.
cute as fuck.
I'm calling
Come
it right
on.
now.
You know what though? Do otters have the same level of intelligence? What do you call it, Jamie? Call it out.
Look, he knows how to hold a beer properly.
Rise
He's
of
not
the
holding it
Planet of the
upside
Otters.
down and shit. Like, that otter's got it figured out.
Planet of the Otters.
Rise of the season of the Planet of the Otters. That's what.
Okay, listen. I'm not opposed to adding otters to my list. You understand? The list is not.
Oh, come on, that's a pretty badass otter right there.
I would
I would kick it with that otter.
I
If
would
I was
kill
like,
that
hey,
otter if I had to.
you know what?
thing
I'd
is-
give him a beer for every beer he would reach out
And
and
then when
hand to
you
me.
got drunk,
It'd be worth it.
that otter would murder you.
Otter like smashes a beer. All right, let's fight.
What I'm saying, son, the Dolphins would just
Cracks
sneak
off
up on
half of
the,
it. He's
they
like,
could sneak
like,
up
oh
on the
shit,
boat.
my otter's drunk and looking to fight again.
Don't dolphins need water?
That's what I'm saying, right?
It's a lot. He's
Okay,
making a
listen.
lot of assumptions about
Listen,
dolphins
what
taking
if-
over. I'm
what
with
if they just decided to take revenge? What if they didn't give a fuck about conquering? They just wanted bloodthirst.
Well,
You know what I
I'll
mean?
move back to
Bloodshed.
And they just rolled up on a fucking dolphin viewing boat with a bunch of sharp objects because they had opposable thumbs. And they started poking holes in that bitch and stabbing it when it's in the middle of the water. Everybody went out and dried. And then they fell in the water, right? They're like, oh no, there's dolphins around me. And the dolphins just stabbed the shit out of them. And it was just a bloody, bloody patch of the ocean. And it was a terrible, terrible tragedy. I don't think that's far away.
You got a long ways to go. A long way. First off, they're still friends.
Jeremy's got the most skeptical look on his face.
You know what? I'll be honest. What I'm still stuck on is the fuzzy dolphin that you described earlier.
Warm and fuzzy, which they're neither warm nor fuzzy.
The leader of the pack. It's gonna be a fuzzy robotic
Nor do
dolphin.
they have sharp objects, nor opposable thumbs, nor a taste for human blood.
You don't know these things.
They want to have sex with humans, but not.
Yeah, they do want to. They'll hump the fuck out of some humans. You ever seen them dolphins that jump out the water and start going?
I've seen this script before. You start with the rape and it ends with the destruction of a tour boat.
We read about that earlier. A guy
Yeah, right.
named Big Lurch.
Yeah, so a dolphin's gonna murder and then rape
And
a
eat your
person,
lungs.
and then go to the middle of the street and howl at the moon.
You know what, Jeremy's slipping
Well,
back.
all
That
while
dolphin just got some bloodshed.
all while not having water, just because of thumbs. By the way,
You're back,
Yes.
you're back in copy editor
Yes,
mode,
just
by the
'cause
way
of
now.
thumbs.
You're back copy editor.
I just want to get the story straight.
Listen, all I'm saying is we don't know how the evolutionary leap is going to happen. If they get the thumb or a thumb equivalent.
Ooh, somebody's suggesting, what if the dolphin and otter mix, then you get a fuzzy dolphin with hands?
I'm good up. Son.
But that'd be cute as fuck. An dolphin.
See, that's why y'all motherfuckers is gonna die, son. This is why you are going to die, man.
A daughter?
The,
what would you call that?
The second,
a daughter?
Daughter?
The second that you were thinking of cute
daughter
names.
does sound a little weird now to put it that way. Olfin? Odolphin? Turfin?
While you were deciding this cute name, you're going to be murdered by your otterfin. You're going to be murdered by it.
I don't know.
I like an otterfin.
Yeah, otterfin. Oh,
Kids, this is an otterfin.
Oh, what happened to my Achilles? Oh, it's been sliced in half. And then
I would be much more worried about sharks getting thumbs over dolphins.
You know, I'm thinking like.
I mean, sharks
you're
got
not
it
thinking about the brain, son.
Right.
You're not thinking about the motherfucking cold calculated intelligence behind a dolphin uprising.
Cold calculated. Okay, editor mode, huh? Sorry. I need to capture what's going on here. That's what I need to find out.
All right. You want me to move on? We'll go.
Good
we'll go
thing this whole thing's recorded for
Fuzzy
posterity's
dolphin.
sake.
We can go. We can waltz along here.
How do you say it? Orangutans, Mitch?
It's orangutan. Orangutan. It's just not orangutan. There's no G.
I like
orangutan.
orangutan better.
I've always heard
Orangutan. I think it's orangutan. I believe.
I want to see what
I
the
always
internet
forget
says.
now. I know how to
don't
spell it. I forget how to say it now
believe
because I heard orangutans and it fucks with me. It's definitely orangutan.
Oh, because it's right?
Because it's how you spell it.
Right, yeah.
Oh, look at that. Orangutan.
Why'd you blow up the screen more? What you got fucking...
I'm just showing you that
Why you censored
orangutan.
information?
Orangutan.
Keep calling them orangutans.
All right.
It's
So
a very beautiful word.
This is America.
I have
and in America, we have orangutans who know how
They
to
still
iPad
call
them.
Native Americans Indians. You can call monkey with
Yeah,
long
we're back
arms.
to American Indian. Now,
We are back to American Indians. So
yeah, that's what's going on now. It's
Really?
come down from Leonard Peltier. I would actually like to. I don't know. I feel like it was another one of the topics I wanted to get into this week was about what we call people.
Just imagine Jeremy in charge of a newspaper. Every time he hears news, it just he's like, damn, I gotta readjust all my headlines.
Before that goes to print, I have about 18 questions.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Per sentence.
Yes.
I just optioned a series about Native Americans 3 months ago. You mean I gotta go ahead and change, find and replace everything? Damn.
Well, I do like. NPR put out their new standards of journalism. I don't know if you've seen
About
that.
time they
Pretty
upgraded
fascinating.
it.
But you
Yeah.
know what's funny about news standards is that they get broken on a daily basis, and that's what's hilarious.
No. The new standards with NPR is that they no longer. They've decided no longer reporting is no longer sharing both sides of every story.
It's no more of the he said, she said. Like,
Yeah.
and CNN,
They're like, what we care about now is getting to the truth of the matter. And if there's one side telling truth and there's another side, we don't give a fuck about the other side. We don't need to go interview Rush Limbaugh about it.
Both sides do it too. It's literally, if you watch CNN, it is an entire industry of both sides do it too. Because it's the thing where if you take Rush Limbaugh's a perfect example, then you get people on the right and they go, well, what about someone like Ed Schultz who called someone a slut 3 years ago, and it's like they don't have the ability to just deal with their own consequences. It's always about, well, these guys did it, and that's the same with the media coverage. Yeah. It's never just about like, well, this guy fucked up, and you're making a false equivalence anyway. You know, like,
well, see, this is the thing. This is why I like. So this is what's good about comedy is that we get. I hate to say it, but we get to use that as an excuse. You know, we can say all these outrageous things, whether it's true or not. We can even report news, but it's like when soon as somebody calls on, like, hey, but like, oh, it's just comedy, it's jokes, just jokes. That's why the Daily Show and the Colbert Show are the best news shows because no holds barred. You know what I'm saying? Like they can all write it off as just comedy, but it's the truth.
I take issue with that because that's the same argument that they use whenever they're talking about the Daily Show on Fox News. They always go like, every time you try to talk to Jon Stewart about his show, he always goes, well, it's just comedy. Because that's his out, and it's like that's not really his out. That's not even what he says when he goes on there, and they ask him about those things. Exactly. Because his argument when they say, "Well, you're not a legitimate news show," blah blah blah, because your lead-in is a dick and fart cartoon show, and he's like, "No, I think that's perfect for us because we also tell a shitload of jokes." Now, if we're factual and we'll do all reporting, we're not going to get up there and spew a bunch of shit that's false. They do actually do really good reporting.
They do great reporting. But the thing is that
if you said, "Hey, you guys misreported this," they wouldn't go, "What? Yeah, it's just jokes. It's just jokes, man.
Yeah,
They wouldn't
yeah.
say that.
Yeah, you're right,
It's
you're right.
The just jokes part of it is like they can get away with
At the end of
things
the
that
day, it's a
Fox News
comedy
goes,
show.
hey, we
Yeah.
got called racist for saying that. And it's
my-
like, well, because you are. Like when the Daily Show does it, it's like they're making fun of
Well, it's the
because,
difference,
you know, like going
it's the
over the
difference
top
of-
about it.
It's the difference in being at the end of the day being a comedy show versus being a functional mouthpiece of a propaganda
yeah.
machine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the difference at
Well,
the end of the day.
Right.
Well, I was drawing it back to that's what's beauty about doing comedy, is that we get to kind of have that freedom. You know what I mean? To go all the way with it, as opposed to a preacher can't say could we have extremist views, because then they like they all of a sudden then they're judging him as a person and attacking.
Well, it does seem these days like you hear about so many stories like the Tracy Morgan thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like how much do we have to really did we need to have like a sit down about that?
What I thought was amazing? Have you ever seen
weird.
Delirious?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Do
I
you see
think
the
I have it
first
on-
like 5 minutes he goes on a rant about faggots?
Yeah, Eddie
Right,
Murphy.
right.
Eddie Murphy
Murphy's
goes,
I remember
the
that, yeah.
first 5 minutes is like, you know what I'd hate? Faggots. Faggots. Hey, don't look at my ass, faggots.
Right.
At a time that was
Talking about
actually,
he didn't want his wife hanging
mean,
out with
it's
gay people because
it's
they
the
might
AIDS
come home with
crisis is
AIDS on their
going
lips.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny that
Get that AIDS on your lips. Yeah.
But
Tracy
it's-
Morgan nowadays,
No, I think
I
the
think
difference
that-
is back then is like that was coming from a point of ignorance where people really did think, oh, you could get AIDS from a fucking smooch on a
But it
cheek that your
did.
wife, whatever.
Here's the thing about that time where I think we had a discussion here a while back about the sense of agency, right? Where
Right.
there's this tendency to look back on the 80s and the homophobia of the 80s and something like the AIDS crisis and our response to it, and how it was such this thing that lingered in the shadows for so long that we didn't really want to acknowledge until we had no absolute other choice. But where did that shit start? In this country,
wasn't
it
gay
start-
invented in the 80s though?
Yeah, a little bit.
Everybody was like gay, but they just didn't have nothing to call it.
It was like
I thought we called it fluorescent. No, I thought that's what we called it.
It's fucking Reagan, bro. Like the fucking White House Reagan did not give a fuck.
I think your mic is turned.
Oh,
Sorry.
is it? Here we go.
You sound
Is it better now?
muffled.
Here we go. Is this
Yeah,
good?
yeah. Sorry, just.
But like Reagan did not give a shit.
Yeah,
about
well,
the AIDS
that's-
crisis.
yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm saying it's the difference in having someone who is a leader of the free world who's like, well, maybe we should spend some time trying to figure out this AIDS thing so that we don't have a full-blown epidemic. It's the difference in that kind of culture. I mean, I'm not surprised in retrospect, if you really examine the 80s, that the biggest comedian of the era, Eddie Murphy, who put together 2 amazing comedy specials that are fantastic, but they still feature this very, very ugly homophobia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, that was just it, bro.
Right.
That was up.
It was so common, but now you feel like since we know more about it, it's
Well, yeah, I mean, like now it's like,
it's socially irresponsible. I will say that, and I mean, I don't. I mean, I still didn't hear. You only hear hearsay really about the Tracy Morgan bit, and it's like, who knows what it was a part of? But I don't really. I don't believe in censorship of any sort, especially on a comedy stage. And I also there's a part of me that kind of wants to go.
I feel
Like it would be. I should be so lucky. You live a pretty charmed fucking life if the thing you're worried about is what a dude said on stage.
yeah.
Like really, like that's your problem.
People-
like a lot of people worry about getting food on the table. Like you're worried because a guy said faggot on stage.
Well,
You're living a charmed fucking life if that's what's high on your priority.
People like to
list.
pick, like they like to actually decide to be upset about something. You know,
Yeah.
Like it's literally a conscious decision. They
Right,
don't want to
right.
admit it, but it's the truth. Because I think back to that Janet Jackson titty thing, during the Super Bowl.
Oh Jesus!
I thought it was artistic because
that
it was
titty
like
ruined my radio career. I'll
really,
tell you right now.
because it was like it said gonna have you naked by the end of the song. And it was
With
like
Justin
little
Timberlake
flash.
song, yeah.
It was very, but then they were like, "Oh, this
titty
is crazy.
ruined me."
My kids." And I actually did the math. I'm like, "There's more titties on this planet than there are people, technically." You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead, do some.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you're
Then-
50-50 thing.
What kid
But
has-
then if you got to
Well
take
done.
out like the titties like that
I
haven't
know,
grown yet,
And then some.
and then the titties lost to breast
Chick
cancer.
breast cancer. I've thought about all this, but if you
It's pretty close.
here and there,
Yeah.
Stop this, rest of but it's just crazy.
There's more titties than dudes.
exactly.
Definitely that.
But people are like, oh, my kid. It's like, come on, your kid's seen a nipple or a nipple-esque like thing.
I feel
If
like
you, there's no way that like I remember whoever that lady was, that fucking congresswoman who was like, my son and his friends talked about it and they were horrified and they had this,
No kill.
and you're just sitting there going like, you don't know anything at all about your kid. is so clear that you
It's-
have never
it's a
had a
great
real
segue, Mitch.
conversation with him.
It's a good segue for.
I know what you wanted to talk about.
No, what are you talking about?
Teddy's latest theory is that just parents are terrible. You see that excitement in his eyes?
Oh, no,
They made a song.
No,
Parents just don't understand.
but I
Won a
think
Grammy.
yeah, and I mean definitely. That was a classic, bro. I mean that's why it is. But I feel like we are Will Smith may have pioneered
I
the field.
cannot jump on that train with you, man.
What?
The parents are terrible.
Parents are terrible?
No, look, parents have now your argument that you had said via text message. So, admittedly, I'll let you make the point again. But yours was you said you look at all the terrible people there are in the world, and they come from basically a generation of terrible people. You can't just say, "Oh, well, that's because parents are terrible," because now you're putting all parents under a big terrible banner, which is not that.
I mean, listen,
parents have a lot of
saying
influence.
that I am saying all parents are terrible, but
Okay,
what I'm
sorry,
saying,
but
my
just to
point,
say parents are terrible,
my
like,
point
what?
is
That doesn't
I was
even-
speaking on a very specific. I'm speaking very specifically. Like
Parents
a very,
can do some shit.
It's
They
very
can fuck some
specific
shit up.
time frame. Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so. I'm saying though, my point that I think I made it here is if you look at this very sort of specific modern time frame, especially, there's always been this running theme about how fucking terrible people's parents are, and they spend their entire existence trying to get away from their parents and repudiate their entire existence. It's the flip side to the fucking thing of like, well, my daddy was president, I want to be president too because my dad was president. It's the fucking inverse of that. And so I think it's weird to deny the very profound influence that has, especially in a culture like ours, where you see a very repressive, overly involved parental culture, and it's called helicopter parenting, and your kids can't even go off to fucking school and fend for themselves. And what I'm saying is, like, after a while, people make a conscious choice to reject that shit.
You have to clap after he says that.
Or they just succumb to it for the rest of their lives, and they're fucking miserable. And then they have kids, and they choose to never confront the fact that they're miserable from their parents and their parents' existence, and then they bring it on down to their children, and they perpetuate a cycle of shitty parenting until someone says, I'm fucking tired of all the dysfunction. Fuck all y'all motherfuckers. I'm out this bitch. What I'm saying is that shit has been amplified in recent times, son.
Well, this is what I think. Like, if you realize, like, things move to degeneration. It's just the way. Look at music. Like, like, okay, we always say, oh, this music was better back in the day. Old school is better than new school. This has gone on since forever. If you look at, have you seen the movie Ray Charles? Ray or whatever? Yeah. Like, they called the music that he made devil's music.
Right.
The devil's music.
That's
it was jazz.
Always been a thing.
It was
because it was
jazz.
something like because he was taking old hymnals
Gospel.
and turning them
They did
rock.
the same
It's
thing.
the root of
Sam-
jazz. It's
Sam
the root of
Cooke
jazz.
had the same
I
kind of
play-
problem when he crossed over.
But that's the thing. If you notice the cycle, what happens is that, as soon as a group of people get used to a certain type of music, then that new type of music spawns a little demon child.
Right.
Then they're like, oh, we can't. Things move to degeneration.
Well, I'm
Parents,
very wary of the
I
term
think it's-
these days or anymore, like in modern
Right,
times,
what-
because it's like, well, I didn't live in whatever those days, any whatever
But I'm
those
saying-
days
and that's
might
why
be.
back to his point is like.
But
that,
what does it say? Like, is it
It's
these
not
days?
these days, though. I'm not saying it's these days. I feel like it's maybe particularly amplified within certain cultures
But
in
no,
these days.
it
but-
comes from the idea of that they're going to rebel. Raising your child a certain way because the way your parent raised you is rebelling.
Right.
But what happens is, just like you said, you end up becoming this very same thing.
But
you're
I guess
running from.
my focus then on is the actual parents themselves, not so much the kids. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of
Right,
times when
yeah.
kids rebel against dysfunctional parents, it's because their parents have done a very shitty job of owning up to their own humanity.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
done a very poor job of saying, yeah, like I made these mistakes, or like I made a lot of poor decisions and it affected you, and I didn't really come through when I needed to do that. And they try and put it all on the fucking kid to just be like, hey, stop fucking complaining. That's when the families come in and they're like, stop fucking whining about shit. Just accept it. Just like, why do you gotta rock the boat? Why you gotta be all difficult and shit? Do you know what I mean? And in the past, you couldn't, like, it was much harder to break away from that pressure and build a life for yourself.
Well, I
as
mean, there's
opposed
two
to it is
things
now,
going on. For
I
one,
guess I would say.
I think that I definitely think that there should be more punishing parents for the behavior of their children. If a kid goes on a fucking shooting spree at school, let's sit down with the parents for a while and put them in jail.
Really?
A lot less school shootings.
Yeah, put them in jail.
Because
but I mean-
because like, let me put it this way: like, if you got a kid that went fucking nuts and shot up his school, and you do some tests, and you're like, This kid was supposed to be on Prozac. Why was he put? Why? What the fuck were the parents doing that they didn't notice he maybe had a screw loose?
Yes.
Maybe needed some psychotherapy.
Yes and no. You know what? Look,
I'm not even saying that drugs are the issue.
no.
I'm just that's for one. That's for onesies. The
All right, I'll
other
let
the
you
other
go.
side of it,
I'll let you
for onesies, I think that there should be that. The other side of it, I think where you get this sort of the helicoptering that some people call nanny state, things like that, is that we're in this huge paradigm shift. I know I'm slamming buzzwords like drunk whores at a frat party, but
okay,
if you
the paradigm have just shifted.
Paradigm shifting.
Whoa, you feel that? That's the paradigm.
We're in a paradigm shift, like even just from when I was in high school, like a couple years ago. There was like almost no one in my school was on AOL Instant Messenger even knew what an instant messenger was. Right. Nobody had a website. Nobody was publishing shit on the internet. Like you had to make your own website if you wanted to put something online. That was all you could do.
Yeah.
I mean, MySpace hit it big in what, 05, something like that. And that was kind of, it's sort of a GeoCities Part 2 where people could put their own shit online. Yeah. But parents are sort of freaking out because they're like, not only we're losing our grip, but there's literally just no way to even have a grip on anything they're doing. They got a smartphone. They can text 1,000 of their friends. Their fucking wet vagina, as my back is turned. Like, how do you parent that? And that's where I think they're like, oh shit, what do we do? How do we keep control when there's literally no way to do anything?
Like Chris Rock made a point. What happened to just crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like parents, I'm like a parent.
Oh, you're going back to that, yeah.
Parents are supposed to just give you a chance. I feel like if parents are supposed to keep you neutral, because some kids grow up in just horrible environments. Right. Shit's all fucked up. I mean,
you gotta be an equalizer.
Parents, they can't give you too much. They can't give you too little. A chance. After that, I don't feel like it's the parents' job. You know what, raised, my mother, father, everybody around me would get so mad. But the truth is, what raised me the most, where I got my morals and where I get my ideas about life from.
Please say ODB. Please
back
say
Alley Craps. Back Alley Craps game. Back Alley Craps game.
Television. Television.
Oh, he watched Craps.
Fucking every
Goose
cartoon.
For
think about it. Every cartoon, comic book, every TV show had a fucking hero, a character that was a main character that had some type of set of morals that they went back to, whether it was the guy trying to get the girl next door or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I got most of my just thought process from. Right. And my mother had nothing to do with that. You know what? She actually helped by working all the time because I was at home so I could watch more TV. You know what I'm saying? Is that a lack of parenting? Is that more parenting? Is that good parenting? Is that a bad parent? No, it's just me using my skills.
No, but what I'm saying is you got a kid, let's say you have a kid with a history of flipping the fuck out and getting violent on people. You'll see that as a pattern, as a parent, if you're not completely head up your ass, you're going to see that pattern throughout their life.
Right.
And for you to just willfully ignore that, and then the kid goes shooting up a school, you don't get to go, well, I guess I'll go on Oprah and talk about it and fucking get no repercussions. Right. Because I'm saying that if it came to be the first parent we put in jail because they didn't fucking pay attention to their kid, that will be the beginning of a huge shift in like, so I got to pay attention and make sure that my kid's not the bully at school. I mean, I got to make sure that like my kids.
I guess we're also crossing a lot of different threads here, also as well too, because there's definitely something to be said for parental neglect, especially in the instances that you're talking about, Mitch, with school shootings, especially because I remember one of the earliest ones with, I think it was in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and their 2 kids, and I think I mentioned they pulled the fire alarm and they set up shop outside of the school. When everyone came out, like it was a fire drill, they just started picking people off. But they were one of those, I think it was one of those situations where they were like making bombs and stuff,
right?
In the house or whatever, and just stocking up. And it's like, how does that happen?
Yeah.
How does that, so there's something to be said for that. But I guess where I'm trying to push
like,
deeper.
How do your parents never open your door?
Right. What I guess to push deeper through that is like, there's on the one level, there's the actual neglect, but then on the other level, there's the actual relationship between this child who is trying to figure out the world and a thing like school and how they exist as a human being and where they interact with their peers, and they're fucking struggling to the point that they literally are going to murder people. and you are the thing, as Jeremy's saying, that is their equalizer and their balance.
Yeah.
And where the fuck are you? And even if you don't go to the extreme end, right? If you're just any one of us who's just a fucking normal person, you know, just trying to fucking make it in the world and survive and figure out what the fuck I want to do and who I am and things I like and shit. You, as the parent, you like, and you're like, well, I think I kind of like this thing. And then you just bring down a ton of fucking judgment and negativity on them, you know, as opposed to being like, all right, well, like, this thing, I don't know, maybe let's check it out.
Well,
or
yeah,
whatever.
look,
I mean, like, there are obviously
you know,
certain things that, like, you know, if
To
you're
be fair, I'm not.
No, but
I'm
like,
not
this is-
advocating like you
no,
just
no,
go,
no, no.
hey,
I'm not,
you're a
Mitch,
piece of
no,
shit, kid.
That's not what I'm saying. But like, that is
we
like,
got to lock
But
you
it
up.
should be disciplined. It should be disciplined. Like,
but
at
no,
some
but
level,
I guess what I'm saying too is like, I feel like I hear a lot. Like, it's weird to hear like parents lament things like, oh, my kid doesn't call me as much. Like, these are the kind of things I'm like, oh, they don't call me that often. And it's like, maybe because every time you talk to your child, you shit on them. Do you know what I mean?
Sure,
Those are the kind of things I'm talking about.
Right,
I guess.
yeah.
Where it's like, who the fuck wants to
Hoisting
talk?
your own failures
No, but like,
on
no,
them,
no.
yeah.
It's like, I'm an adult. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm an adult. Like, at some point, like, I have time and it's valuable. And like, I'm not just gonna have a conversation with someone that I know is going to persistently agitate me and not even listen to the things that I'm saying, nor respect me in the way that I am an alternatives person developing a life for myself.
I don't know.
So like, I guess in my point, but like, this is where I bring it back to the culture. All like, there are more fucking movies, TV shows, songs where like that is just a thing. Do you know what I mean? Where like someone's like, I have this shitty dysfunctional parent and I enable them. So like, I have no sympathy for those characters really ever, because it's like you have made a choice to have this actively terrible thing in your life. So either get rid of it or shut the fuck up.
But they made so much money off of it. Like Eminem made a whole
No, I'm not
career off
saying it's not about money.
That's-
It's not about money. I'm not talking about the money.
If
part.
his mother didn't treat him
I'm
horribly,
talking about like
he would
I'm
be
not
very
talking
broke.
about the money thing, bro.
No, you're talking about the
kidding,
people
I'm
who are
I'm
like,
talking about the actual like
have,
life
like,
decisions. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like when you hear people and they're like, you know, every time they talk about their family and stuff, they just talk about them like they're crazy people, or whatever. And you're like, why do you hang out with them? If they were anyone else, you would cut ties. If it wasn't for the fact that you, like, for your first 18 years, when you didn't have the ability to do anything for yourself, they gave you the chance to get out and do it on your own, and then you got that chance, and then you look back and you were like, you motherfuckers is crazy. I'm out.
Yeah, this goes back to, we talked about it a million times on the show, which is that family is not an excuse to be terrible people.
Right.
It's like, if you have people, so many people that we...
I sense a disagreement
Teddy-
bubbling up
Yeah.
from the...
Well, Teddy and I
No,
talked
I
about
to-
it because
no,
Teddy and
I
I are on
totally
the
agree.
same page of this, because there's been a million times we've had like either guests or friends or things like that, girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, where it's like, oh, they got an aunt or they got a fucking cousin, or it's like they got some deadbeat somebody or other, and it's like, well, but they're family, and you kind of like, if that's your excuse, like, you need to get the fucking, you got to get rid of that person. It's like, if the only reason you're even talking to them is because of some weird, like, oh, we share some DNA. But I got a monkey you could fall in love with too. But you know
on Facebook, I have a rare last name, Scippio. You're right. On Facebook.
what does that
Listen.
You know how black people be having real last names?
No, rare.
Oh.
Rare.
I think you
Not
said
a
real.
real
I was
last-
like, what? What does that even
rare.
mean?
Listen, I have
You think we're like
rare
making up our last names?
I have a rare last
I
name.
was born-
What's your last name?
Marzoni.
Oh shit.
Also Italian.
But anyway, on Facebook, right?
On the board.
On Facebook.
I thought you said real.
No, rare.
I was so confused.
No, on Facebook.
All right.
Like, you know, everybody, all these people with my last name started popping up like, hey cuz. I'm like, I'm not your fucking cousin.
Right.
You know, Williams and Johnson don't do this shit. I'm like, you know, like, we're not, I mean, even if we were related, I'm not
Johnson
gonna,
and Wax, a family.
I have the same thing. I have the same thing.
Be so lucky.
I mean, my family, my family always treated each other distantly. You know, like, that's what they did. And it was okay.
We'll bring the clans together every now and then for a meal, but until then, we hunt alone.
And you know what? And like, yeah, I don't know exceptions for family. You get the same treatment as, I mean, okay, the get together, I get it. You know, mother, you know, the generation thing, cool. But other than that, you know,
Well,
like,
and I guess
if
it's
you're
weird.
a shitty friend and you're a shitty cousin, you're not a shitty cousin. You're just a shitty person that's around.
Yeah, and
you.
I guess my
Yeah.
thing too is like, it's
Exactly.
really weird to like have families, and I mean, like, where like, at least if you just talk about like, I guess the old traditional nuclear family or whatever, where you've got two parents and then kids.
I've never had that. But go ahead.
I know. That's why I use my Pleasantville voice.
I started out that way.
But
way back in the
I started out that way, actually.
I've
ancient
never been
days.
close.
And then the world fate it not so. And thus we are here on
Has
Straight
got
Riffin'.
some surprises for
1,
you.
2, 3. Step 3 like that.
But I like the way I was
No,
raised.
I mean, I'm not. I mean,
it was great.
I'm not gonna. The experiences. It's not. The experiences don't define you. It's what you do with them. You know. But it's the sense of like, I guess that like two parents or whatever. If you've got them together, two people partnered up, and trying to bring these other fucking, this other life that you said, just like we're gonna try and give you a shot to figure it out. We don't know if you're gonna figure it out. You might disappoint the fuck out of us.
Exactly.
What
That's
I
my
mean?
point.
But we're at least gonna give you the chance, even if you do things we necessarily don't agree with. We're gonna give you a chance to do you on your own time, so you can enjoy it just like we got a chance to enjoy it. And I guess it's that sense of it's very rare. I feel like as I've gotten older to see two people partnered together for a very long time who then are who are good at that task as well. It's easy to find two people who can just spend a long fucking time together and have fun with each other. But then when it comes time to transition to all right, well, we're going to take on the task of ushering another human being on this journey to get them to being a fucking competent, decent member of respectable society. It's very rare to see two people fucking pair up and get it right. I feel like,
Yeah,
Right, absolutely.
and then get it right when it really counts. When these ideas that you had are confronted.